Thank you for joining me reading Granddaddy's Bible. Today we're reading Numbers chapter 23, 24, and 25. Chapter 23. Balaam, instead of cursing Israel, is obliged to bless them and prophesy good things of them. And Balaam said to Balak, "Build me here 7 altars, and prepare as many calves, and the same number of rams." And when he had done according to the word of Balaam, they laid together a calf and a ram upon every altar. And Balaam said to Balak, "Stand and while by thy burnt offering until I go, to see if perhaps the Lord will meet me. And whatsoever he shall command, I will speak to thee." And he was gone with speed. And when he was gone with speed, God met him. And Balaam, speaking to him, said, "I have erected 7 altars, and have laid on every one a calf and a ram." And the Lord put the word in his mouth, and said, "Return to Balak, and thus shalt thou speak." Returning, he found Balak standing by his burnt offering, with all the princes of the Moabites. And taking up his parable, he said, "Balak, king of the Moabites, hath brought me from Aram, from the mountains of the east. Come," said he, "and curse Jacob. Make haste and detest Israel. How shall I curse him whom God hath not cursed? By what means should I detest him, whom the Lord detesteth not? I shall see him from the tops of the rocks, and shall consider him from the hills. This people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, and know the number of the stock of Israel? Let my soul die the death of the just, and my last end be like to them." And Balak said to Balaam, "What is this that thou dost? I sent for thee to curse my enemies, and thou contrariwise blesseth them." He answered him, "Can I speak anything else but what the Lord commandeth?" Balak therefore said, "Come with me to another place, from whence thou mayest see part of Israel, and canst not see them all. Curse them from thence." And when he had brought him to a high place upon the top of Mount Pisgah, Balaam built 7 altars, and laying on every one a calf and a ram, he said to Balak, "Stand here by thy burnt offering, while I go to meet him." And when the Lord had met him, and had put the word in his mouth, he said, "Return to Balak, and thus shalt thou say to him." Returning, he found him standing by his burnt sacrifice, and the princes of the Moabites with him. And Balak said to him, "What hath the Lord spoken?" But he taking up his parable said, "Stand, O Balak, and give ear. Hear, thou son of Sephor. God is not a man, that he should lie, nor as the son of man, that he should be changed. Hath he said then, and will he not do? Hath he spoken, and will he not fulfill? I was brought to bless. The blessing I am not able to hinder. There is no idol in Jacob, neither is there an image God to be seen in Israel. The Lord his God is with him, and the sound of victory of the king in him. God hath brought him out of Egypt, whose strength is like to the rhinoceros. There is no soothsaying in Jacob, nor divination in Israel. In their times it shall be told to Jacob and to Israel what God hath wrought. Behold, the people shall rise up as a lioness, and shall lift itself up as a lion. It shall not lie down till it devour the prey, and drink the blood of the slain. And Balak said to Balaam, "Neither curse nor bless him." And he said, "Did I not tell thee that whatsoever God should command me, that I would do?" And Balak said to him, "Come, and I will bring thee to another place, if peradventure it please God that thou mayest curse them from thence." And when he had brought him upon the top of Mount Fogor, which looketh towards the wilderness, Balaam said to him, "Build me here 7 altars, and prepare as many calves, and the same number of rams." Balak did as Balaam had said, and he laid on every altar a calf of a ram and a ram. Chapter 24. Balaam still continues to prophesy good things in favor of Israel. And when Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord that he should bless Israel, he went not, as he had gone before, to seek divination, but setting his face towards the desert, and lifting up his eyes, he saw Israel abiding in their tents by their tribes, and the Spirit of God rushing upon him. He took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, hath said, the man hath said, whose eye is stopped up. What the hearer of the words of God hath said, he that hath beheld the vision of the Almighty, he that falleth, and so his eyes are opened. How beautiful are thy tabernacles, O Jacob, and thy tents, O Israel, as woody valleys, as watered gardens near the rivers, as tabernacles which the Lord hath pitched, as cedars by the waterside. Water shall flow out of his bucket, and his seed shall be in many waters. For Agag, his king, shall be removed, and his kingdom shall be taken away. God hath brought him out of Egypt, whose strength is like to the rhinoceros. They shall devour the nations that are his enemies, and break their bones, and pierce them with arrows. Lying down, he hath slept as a lion, and as lionesses, whom none shall dare to rouse. He that blesseth thee shall also himself be blessed. He that curseth thee shall be reckoned accursed. And Balak, being angry against Balaam, clapped his hands together and said, I called thee to curse my enemies, and thou, on the contrary, hast blessed them 3 times. Return to thy place. I had determined indeed greatly to honor thee, but the Lord hath deprived thee of the honor designed for thee. Balaam made answer to Balak, I did not say to thy messengers, whom thou sentest to me, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord my God, to utter anything of my own head, either good or evil, but whatsoever the Lord shall say, that I will speak. But yet going to my people, I will give thee counsel what this people shall do to thy people in the latter days. Therefore, taking up his parable again, he said, Balaam, the son of Beor, hath said, the man whose eye is stopped up hath said, the hearer of the words of God hath said, who knoweth the doctrine of the highest, and seeth the visions of the Almighty, who falling hath his eyes opened. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not near. A star shall rise out of Jacob, and a scepter shall spring up from Israel, and shall strike the chiefs of Moab, and shall waste all the children of Seth. And he shall possess Idumea, the inheritance of Seir, shall come to their enemies. But Israel shall do manfully. Out of Jacob shall he come that shall rule, and shall destroy the remains of the city. And when he saw Amalek, he took up his parable, and said, Amalek, the beginning of nations, whose latter ends shall be destroyed. He saw also the Sinite, and took up his parable, and said, Thy habitation indeed is strong, but though thou build thy nest in a rock, and thou be chosen of the stock of sin, how long shalt thou be able to continue? For Assur shall take thee captive. And taking up his parable again, he said, Alas, who shall live when God shall do these things? They shall come in galleys from Italy. They shall overcome the Assyrians, and shall waste the Hebrews, and at the last they themselves also shall perish. And Balaam rose and returned to his place. Balak also returned the way that he came. Chapter 25. The people fall into fornication and idolatry, for which 24,000 are slain. The zeal of Phinees. And Israel at the time abode in Shittim, and the people committed fornication with the daughters of Moab, who called them to their sacrifices, and they ate of them, and adored their gods. And Israel was initiated to Beelphegor, upon which the Lord, being angry, said to Moses, Take all the princes of the people and hang them up on gibbets against the sun, that my fury may be turned away from Israel. And Moses said to the judges of Israel, Let every man kill his neighbors that have been initiated to Baal-Phegor. And behold, one of the children of Israel went in before his brethren to a harlot of Midian in the sight of Moses and all of the children of Israel who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle. And when Phinees, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, he rose up from the midst of the multitude, and taking a dagger, went in after the Israelite into the brothel house, and thrust both of them through together, to wit, the man and the woman in the genital parts. And the scourge ceased from the children of Israel, and there were slain 24,000 men. And the Lord said to Moses, Phinees, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, hath turned away my wrath from the children of Israel, because he was moved with my zeal against them, that I myself might not destroy the children of Israel in my zeal. Therefore say to him, Behold, I give him the peace of my covenant, and the covenant of the priesthood for ever shall be both to him and his seed, because he hath been zealous for his God, and hath made atonement for the wickedness of the children of Israel. And the name of the Israelite that was slain in the woman of Midian was Zambri, the son of Salu, the prince of the kindred and tribe of Simeon. And the Midianite woman that was slain with him was called Cosbi, the daughter of Sur, a most noble prince among the Midianites. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Let the Midianites find you their enemies, and slay you them, because they also have acted like enemies against you, and have guilefully deceived you by the idol Phogor, and Cosbi their sister, and a daughter of a prince of Midian, who was slain in the day of the plague for the sacrilege of Phogor. This concludes our reading for today. Please join me tomorrow. Thank you for joining me reading Granddaddy's Bible.